television city in Hollywood. It's Card Sharks. Here's the host of Card Sharks, Bob Eubank.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Card Sharks. We're glad you're here again with us. We're going to have a good time today. This is the game where you can win a fortune on the turn of a single card. And to make sure that our players get a fair deal, I want you to meet our two very lovely dealers. Here they are. And I did not lie to you, did I? Lacey Pemberton, Susanna Williams, our two lovely dealers. They're going to go over there and deal the cards out right now. And Susanna, you'll be dealing the cards on the top row to our returning champion, the red cards. Lacey, the blue cards in the bottom row to our challenger. While they're doing that, let's meet our Card Sharks. Come in here. Jim and Christine. Whoa, do you look spiffy today?
You're looking good, too.
Hey, listen, look at us, huh?
That's
got
good.
your bow tie on. You got your fancy shoes still?
Your lucky shoes.
Those
I'll
are
never
your
go
lucky
any-
shoes.
Yes, yes, sir. They're good at everything but bowling.
Okay, well, don't come out unless I ask you
Oh,
to,
I'm sorry.
okay?
I'll stay back here.
That's all right. We don't want to see them 2 days in a row.
That's what I figured.
Hey, you won, what, 2,800?
Well, 21 on the end game.
Very nice
Yeah,
indeed.
please,
First day as your champion.
Yes, sir.
Good for you, Jim. You're a lifeguard?
Yeah, I lifeguard LA County Beaches, Manhattan Beach, played El Rey.
And eventually you want to do what?
Become a famous movie star like yourself.
Listen,
Is this guy great?
No. I am not a movie star.
A game
In
show
fact,
host.
You want to be a game show host?
Sure.
Get out, Jim.
Sorry.
An actor you can be, but don't ever want to be a game show host.
Okay,
There's
I'm
not
sorry.
room for any more. We're glad you're back.
Thank
This
you.
lady next to you is your challenger, naturally. And Christine, tell us about you.
My name is Christine Nielsen. I'm from Fresno, California. It's the foggiest place in the world this time of year.
That's right.
And I go to UCLA.
The Thule fog has set in, hasn't it?
Yes, and it will not leave.
Well, we're glad you're with us. You did cut the cards before the show. I know
Yes.
you did that. As you know, the object of our game is to work your way across the board by predicting whether each card will be higher or lower than the preceding one. And yesterday we left right in the middle of a game. So, Jim, you've got a long ways to go to win this game. And Christine just has one more card to turn over to win the game. So let's get going right now. We asked one question in game number one when we left off yesterday. This will be the second high-low question of that game. Christine, it goes to you. Here it is. Christine, we surveyed 100 people, and we asked them, have you ever consulted a psychiatrist? How many people said that they have? Now, you have to get as close as you can to the correct answer. How many people said they have?
Well, Bob, I just finished an introductory psychology course at UCLA, my first one. I'm not interested in it, but we learned that most people at some time or other feel like they have psychiatric problems.
Yeah.
But I don't think that many will actually consult a psychiatrist, so I think probably like around 32.
So you say 32 out of 100 people say that they have. Now, Jim, will the actual number be higher or lower than that?
Well, a lot of people know they have psychiatric problems, but very few will admit it. I know I've been denying it for years, so I'm going to say...
Those shoes.
I'm going to say it's higher. I'm going to call me crazy,
higher.
but I think
You know,
it's higher.
I agree with you because, you know, you go get your body checked up. You might as well have your mind checked
Might as
up,
well.
too. If it is higher, you get first crack at the cards. If not, then Christine will get the first shot. She says 32. You say higher. The actual number of people who have consulted a psychiatrist is 16. Was not higher. It was lower. Look where you are, Christine. What an opportunity you have. You can change that base card and try to win this game.
I'm going to change it.
Change the card. Your new card now is a queen.
Oh,
All
my
right.
God. Okay, it's got to be lower.
Lower than the queen. This is
Yeah.
for the game. $100. It is lower than the queen. And Christine, you win game number one. Congratulations to you. Got yourself a tough opponent today, don't you, pal? We'll be right back with game number two of this two-game match on Card Sharks right after this. Welcome back to Card Sharks. Christine, our challenger, won game number one. You have $100. You know, if you win two games, you win the match. You go on to play the big money cards, and we're going to start game number two right now. Susanna's dealing out new cards from the same deck, and here's our first question. It goes to our champion, Jim. James, science is very close to developing a safe and effective birth control pill for men. So, we surveyed 100 men, and we asked them, if a birth control pill for men were available today, would you use it? How many men said they would?
Well, I'll tell you. Use it for birth control, I guess, right? I mean, you're not going to...
Yeah, actually, with shoes like that, you don't have to worry about it, but it's okay.
It's not a big problem for me,
No.
so...
How many men said they would use it?
Personally, I'd love to have something like that. If only, you know, it makes my mom think I'm taking my vitamins. So I'm going to say... I'm going to say it's going to be a fairly high number. I think at least 76 of those people would love to have that pill.
76 out of 100 men would use the birth control pill if it were available. Christine, he says 76. Will the actual number be higher or lower?
Well, Bob, it's always been pretty much the girl's responsibility, and I think that's totally unfair. But I think that guys would, I think they'd actually go for it because, you know, they don't want to be responsible for some little babies that, you know, kind of accidental babies. So I think the number's going to be even higher.
You think it's going to be higher than that? Let me ask you a question. If some guy told you he was using it, would you believe him? That's a whole other question, isn't it? All right. He says 76. She says higher. The actual number of men who would use a birth control pill is 60. It was not higher. It was lower. All right. Jim, you're in the game. Here we go. You got to do some catching up because she won the first game, and you've got a 5 as your first base card. Play or you want to change it?
I'd like to change it, please, Bob.
Change that card. Your 5 now becomes a 5 again. Got to play on.
Well, I'd like to say higher, please.
Higher than the 5.
Yes,
Here we go. It is higher than the 5. It's a 10. Now, Jim, you can freeze right now and protect your position, or you can keep calling high-low right down the line. But if you make the wrong call, then you go back to your original base card, and your opponent gets a shot at the card. So would you like to freeze, or you want to play on?
I'm going to say lower, please.
Going to go on.
Yes,
Lower
I
than the
will.
10. The card is a 4. Yep.
I'd like to keep going. I'd like to say higher, please.
Higher than the 4. It's a jack. Now, what do you want to do?
I'm going to freeze, Bob.
You're going to freeze. No kidding. Oh, audience says, no, 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 no. I didn't think you'd freeze there, but you kept Christine away from the card, so we'll see if your strategy works. Here's another question for you. This one for Christine. Christine, we surveyed 100 women. We asked them, if the Army starts drafting men again, should women be drafted also? How many women said women should be drafted?
Well, gee, let's see. I think, you know what, personally, I think that women should be drafted because of all the women's lib stuff that's going on right now. So, but I think a lot of women don't want to be drafted, so I don't think it's going to be very high or very low. I'd say like about 58.
Would you mind repeating what you just said? Did you say 58 out of 100?
I'd say 58 would say yes.
Okay. 58 out of 100 women, she said, say they should be drafted. Jim, will it be higher or lower than that?
That's a tough one, but I think the way the country's going right now, I think it's to be higher, Bob. I think women are ready to take some responsibility, and I love them for it.
Oh, you do, huh?
Yes, I do.
Actual number of women who said that women should be drafted is 34. It was not higher. It was much lower. Okay, now, Christine, here we go. This is your card. The base card is a 3.
All
Good
right.
card.
Okay, I'm going to go higher.
Higher than the 3. Here it comes. It's a 2.
my God.
The only card that could beat you, and it did. That means that your opponent gets a shot at the cards. Jim, you've got to play off of the jack.
I'm going to say lower, Bob.
All right. If it's lower, you win the game and tie up the match. Here we go. Lower. And you won the game. All right. Good for you. Tied it all up. $100 for Jim. $100 for Christine. Remember, first player to win 2 games then wins the match and plays the money cards. That means that we must play our tiebreaker game, and Susanna's going to deal out only 3 cards this time in our tiebreaker game, and we'll play a maximum of 3 high-low questions. Good luck. This will determine our championship, and the first question goes to Jim. Here it is, Jim. We surveyed 100 marriage counselors. We asked them, generally speaking, if a wife knows that her husband is having an affair, is it better for her to confront him or pretend she doesn't know? How many marriage counselors said the wife should confront him?
Well, I think if they don't confront him, a bad situation's just going to get worse. I don't know how you could have a happy marriage if the wife knows the husband isn't being true. I think a vast majority of those people are going to say higher. I'm going to say at least 69 of those marriage counselors want them to confront.
69 of the marriage counselors say that women should confront them. Well, Christine, what do you think? Will it be higher or lower than that?
Bob, you know what? I think that Jim is totally right, but I think it's going to be even a little bit higher.
Even higher than that? I tend to agree with you. The actual number of marriage counselors who said that the wife should confront her husband is 89. It was higher. The lady was right. Christine, here it is. Your base card in the tiebreaker game is a 4. You can change if you want.
I'm going to play it.
Play the 4.
I want to go higher.
Higher than the 4. The card is a 2. No. That deuce got you again. Second time in a row. That means that, Jim, you got a shot at the cards. You got to play off this base card. It's a jack.
Lower, please.
Lower than the jack. The card is a 3.
Higher. Let's go higher.
This is for the game and the match. If it's higher than a 3, it is. And our champion stays champion. All right. Congratulations, Jim. Christine, you gave him a run for his money. I'll tell you that. You won $100. We have some very nice prizes for you. Thank you very much for being with us on Card Sharks. And, Jim, come out here with me, if you would, please. We're going to pause for a couple of commercial words. When we come back, we're going to give this guy a chance to win some major dollars as we play the big money cards on Card Sharks. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Card Sharks. Well, our champion here, Jim, has won $2,500. Now you have a chance for the big money. And, you know, he's been wearing his lucky shoes. Well, he only won a little over $2,000 in the big money cards. So what we've done, folks, is I'm going to see if I can't help him out a little bit. He's got a pair of shoes just like mine, you see. Aren't those neat? So this is his lucky right shoe, and he's going to wear his lucky left shoe. And here's how we play our money cards. Now, the $200 you won earlier is yours to keep no matter what happens, as you know. And now we're going to give you new money to bet with, Jim, and we're going to start you off over there on the bottom line with $200. What you have to do is you have to bet your way across the board by calling high and low. And then when you get to the second line, we'll add $400. And you'll bet your way across the line. Your minimum bets, naturally, will be $50, except for the final top card where you must bet at least half of your dollars. So you'll also have 3 opportunities to change any card you want to. Those are the extra cards over there that Lacey is dealing out right now. I want to wish you all the luck in the world, and I hope this really works for you. I won't go out on the street. I could get arrested this way. But let's give him $200. You got the $200. Remember, you can turn that $200 in to $32,000 with a turn of a card. So good luck. See if I can't stumble through this. Here's your first card, Jim. The card's a 9. You can change if you want to.
I'd like to change that, please. With the
Which one will it be?
The number 1 card.
Okay, the 9 now becomes an 8. There we go, $200.
Let's bet it all lower.
You're going to bet it all lower. If it's another ace, it's a push to the money cards. You don't win, you don't lose. Here it comes. It's a 6. $400.
I'm going to change that with my second card, please.
Going to change the 6.
Yes.
The 6 now becomes a deuce. Good card.
I want to bet it all higher.
Going all that it's higher than the deuce. The card is a 7. You now have $800 with 1 card to change.
Okay, I'm going to bet $50 higher, please.
$50 higher than the 7. The card is an 8. It is higher. You've got $850. We'll give you another $400. This becomes your base card. You've got 1 more card to change if you like.
I'm going to change that card,
please.
Change
the card. Last card you can change. The 8 is now a 10. A little bit better.
I'd like to bet $250 that it's going to be lower, Bob.
$250 lower than the 10. It's a 10. It's a push. That's all right.
I'd like to make the same bet. $250 lower, please.
$250 lower than the 10. No, not lower. You're down to $1,000.
I'm going to bet $950 that, no, all of it. I'm going to bet $1,000 lower.
Hang on to that shoe, will you? $1,000 lower than the king. It's a 7. Yes. All right. Now, you've used up all of your extra cards. You have to play off the 7. You've got $2,000. You must bet at least half of it. Must bet at least $1,000.
I'm going to bet $2,000 higher.
$2,000 higher. If it's higher, it's $4,000. If it's lower, it's nothing. It's lower. Oh, give me my shoe back.
This shoe, huh?
Take this shoe, huh? Oh, doggone.
What the heck?
Hang on just for a second. We'll be back in just a moment. He's going to meet a new challenger. We come back right after this. new challenger to meet our champion. Come on in, Card Shark. Well, what a pretty lady you are. Hi, Erica.
Hi. My name is Erica Denigan. I'm a student at UCLA. I'm studying communications, and it's my second year there, and I live in the Valley.
Good.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with your degree?
I think I want to go into advertising, Bob.
All right. You don't want to be a game show host either, then?
No.
Okay. I'm taking a survey to make sure it never, ever happens again.
Okay.
All right. You cut the cards backstage.
Yes, I did.
And now Susanna's dealing out new cards from a brand new deck, and we're going to begin our match right now. Between Erica and Jim, here's your first high-low question in game number 1. Jim, to you. We surveyed 100 people. We asked them, do you think that alien beings from other planets are already living on Earth? How many people said yes?
Well, I'll tell you, I lived in a fraternity for a couple years. I think I lived with a few of them.
I thought you were going to say you went out with a couple of girls that looked like that.
Well, no, I try to stay away from that. But I think that there's a lot of people around that would say yes to something like that. I think it might be in the around 44 range. There are people that believe that.
You think that 44 out of 100 people say that there are already aliens living here on Earth? Erica, do you think the actual number would be higher or lower?
Well, I think some people might believe it, but they're not going to want to admit it, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to say lower.
You think they're afraid of going to the funny farm, huh?
Yeah.
He says 44. You said even lower than that. The actual number of people who think alien beings are living here on Earth is 23. You're right. Erica was lower. All right, Erica, the blue cards are yours. And here's your base card. The card is a 7. Change that one if you want.
Change it. Change
Ugly
that
old
card.
7, yes. The 7 is now a jack. That's better.
Okay, I'm going to go lower.
Lower than the jack. Here we go. It's a 10. You can freeze or you can play on. What do you want to do?
I'm going to go lower.
Going to go on. All right. The lady says lower than the 10. The card is a queen. Not lower than the 10. You go back to your original base card of a jack, and your opponent gets a free shot. Jim, here's your card. You got to play off this one. It's a queen.
Okay, let's go lower, please.
Lower than the queen. The card is a 3.
Let's go higher, please.
Going higher. It's a 5. Player freeze. Higher. Oh, he's taking the shot again. He is a gambler. Higher than the 5. Yes.
Lower.
Yo. For the game and $100. It's lower than the ace. There's that 5. And Jim wins game number 1. You scare me to death. You should be scared. Okay, you've got $100. You win game number 1. First contestant to win 2 games wins the match and plays the money cards. And we'll go right on to game number 2 right now. We're dealing out more cards from that same deck. And here's our first high-low question. This time, Erica, it's for you. Erica, we surveyed 100 single women. And we asked them, have you ever been in love with more than one man at the same time? The lady nods like she knows. How many said that they have?
Okay, I can totally relate to this question because there's a lot of good-looking guys out there, and we have these overactive imaginations.
But can you love more than one? I mean,
yeah,
love?
yeah. Okay, I'm going to say, yeah, I'll lie. I'm going to say over 50, about 57.
57. Do you mean that you tell... That means that you tell more than one guy that you love him?
You don't tell him.
Oh, you don't tell him?
You don't have to tell him. You can love him without telling him.
I understand.
Well,
all right, she says 57 out of 100 say that they have been in love with more than one at the same time. Jim, will it be higher or lower?
Bob, I can't even get one at a time. 2? Come on, huh?
How many?
It's going to be lower. It's going to be lower.
I think it's going to be lower than 57. Actual number of single women who have been in love with more than one man at the same time is 41. You're right, Jim. It was lower. All right, Jim, here we go again, pal. This is your base. It's a 7. Change if you want.
I'd like to change it, please.
Yes, again. The 7 now becomes an 8. Not much better, but you got to play.
I'm going to go higher, please.
Higher than the 8. The card is a 10. You're still in the game. Play or freeze.
Freeze, please.
Freeze there. All right, by freezing, you keep Erica from getting to the cards. And we're going to pause right here for these words, and we'll be right back to complete this game and perhaps this match on Card Sharks right after this. Time we have for today. We'll pick it up from where we're leaving off right now. Next time, I'm Bob Eubanks, Lacey Pemberton, Susanna Williams, Gene Wood, and the gang saying thanks for watching Card Sharks, and we'll see you again. Bye-bye.
Some of our departing contestants will receive. Capture your best memories with a Polaroid. The Sun 600 comes with carrying case and coupon for free film. And our calculator and Vaseline lip therapy covers lips better than a waxy stick. It creates a moisture barrier that goes beyond relief to prevention. And a silver serving tray and Bayer. The more you hear, the more you read, the more you'll know why Bayer is the wonder drug that works wonders. And our cookbook. And take the fat out of frying. Reduce calories with Mazola No Stick, the only cooking spray made with pure Mazola corn oil. And a member of our studio audience will receive So-Lite luggage, crafted of luxurious nylon cut velvet, fine linen lining, and spring steel construction from So-Lite. And one of our polling groups will receive Gibson's portable dishwasher featuring 3 levels of washing action, hygiene cycle, forced air drying, and energy-saving switch from Gibson. This is Gene Wood speaking for Crunch Sharks, a Mark Goodson television production.